Hello all, we are the Sisters Sanditon, and today we shall be reviewing episode 5 of Masterpiece's hit series, Sanditon. Now, today, whether you are Team Stringer or Team Parker, we shall have something for all of you. And we are wearing white in honor of the cricket match. Yes.
It's going to be absolutely lovely, and as you can see, Mr. Sidney Parker has joined us, and he is also wearing white.
Yes.
For the cricket.
And doesn't he look dashing?
And I must say, my dear, you yourself are channeling Charlotte.
Oh, thank you.
In a lovely way. Look at your hair and your outfit. Did you get it straight from her?
Well, no, I did not, but I thought I would pay her a little homage and do my head down.
Well, bravo, my dear.
Thank
you look lovely.
Thank you.
Well, if last week was an episode of The Bachelor, then this week is an episode of Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, dear me, yes. Everyone running around on the beach, making eyes at each other. Oh, dear, flirting.
Very salty.
Oh, yes, salty in more ways than one.
Yes.
Because of I love that.
Yes, it was a lovely episode.
It was.
Let's begin, shall we?
Yes.
All right. So, Charlotte goes to deliver a letter to Georgiana.
Yes.
Under the guise of reading.
Yes,
right, to her.
a letter from Otis.
And
from
once
her
again,
lover.
they pull one over on old
Oh,
Mrs. Griffiths.
Could she be any more gullible?
No,
she couldn't.
It starts to get a little funny after a while, doesn't it? Like,
I mean,
she
can't...
falls for it again.
Yes. Oh, I'm so shy. I can't read in front of you. Oh, all right. I'll be just outside. Oh, please. Anyway, that woman is not very good at her job.
What book are you reading? I shall have to read it myself.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Get a clue.
Oh dear.
All right. So then from there, right, we see Lady D.
Yes.
And she calls on Edward and Esther to encourage Babington.
She wants to encourage her, to encourage him, to encourage them
That's right.
to get together.
That's right. She thinks they would make a lovely pair, right?
Yes.
And once again, I was shocked at the costume choice.
The state of
Esther's
clothing.
a tank dress, which would have been worn over the blouse, right?
Yes.
Which is what they did. She has her corset on. You can see the straps underneath, and then the tank dress, it did not work for me.
No. Her wardrobe is shockingly lacking. I shall say that.
And once again, he's in his robe.
And
they never get dressed properly.
A couple of reprobates in there just lounging around the house all day long. No wonder they don't have any money.
Yes, well,
They
Lady
never
D
apply themselves.
says that she has taken it upon herself to write him, right?
Yes,
and
she
encourage
has
him.
started writing to
And
Babington.
that they shall meet at the cricket match.
And she has told Babington that Esther is excited to meet him there. And she goes, what? She is so funny.
She's wonderful.
But she's not going to sit by and let her throw away a wonderful match.
Yes. Well, Edward does not agree with this, right? He calls Babbers a buffoon.
Babbers is a buffoon.
As we prefer to call him.
Yes.
Yes. And, but we see that Esther is kind of starting to consider him a little, right?
And she got, well, why shouldn't I? He's a lord. He's got plenty of money. I could do far worse.
Yes.
But I don't think Edward wants her to be happy.
Right.
He doesn't really want, he tells her to go and find someone, but at the same time, he doesn't want her to be with him. And we see more and more during the episode that he doesn't like them being together.
He wants her in his power. Which we'll see more, like you said. All right. Well, meanwhile, Tom is still asking for more time to pay the workers.
He's still not paid them. Stringer says we haven't been paid in weeks, and so the men are getting very upset.
Yes.
And
they're ready to boycott the cricket match.
Boycott the cricket, he says. The men are threatening to just forego the cricket match, and then Tom says, well, then everyone will know. Everyone in the whole town will know.
That's why they have to come, because then everyone knows.
Tom would be exposed for not having the funds, for falling behind, and just not being on top of things.
So Tom is in the middle of this conversation with Stringer, and luckily
said,
for him...
When are we going to be paid?
He's put on the spot, but luckily in walks Charlotte, and he makes up an excuse about, Charlotte, I was supposed to take you down,
Gets
to
him
meet
off
Mary.
The hook.
And away they go, and Stringer's
and
none
not very
too
happy.
pleased.
No.
No. Well, Stringer's friend makes a great comment here,
While they walk off.
As they walk off. I did not know that you and Miss Haywood
were acquainted or so friendly, something like that.
We're so friendly,
right?
right?
We've shared a conversation about architecture. Yes.
Architecture, he says.
That's all? Oh, yeah, right.
I thought that was a wonderful little exchange
yes.
there.
Well,
I loved it.
I mean, he's got eyes, right? She's an attractive, charming young lady.
And he can see that his friend...
He can see that Stringer is quite taken with her. And I mean, he looks after her longingly every time she walks away.
Yes, so cute.
Yes.
So cute.
Hate to see you leave, but love to watch you walk away.
Yes. Charlotte and Stringer are constantly smiling at each other in this episode too. Yes. Right? They're giving these little smiles, which is cute, right? And at this point, then Tom and Charlotte arrive at the river, right?
Yes.
Where they're practicing for the annual cricket match, and it's going to be the gentlemen against the workers. This is what Charlotte
right.
finds out.
The annual cricket match is happening.
It's really just the kids playing with Arthur.
The kids are playing with Arthur. Arthur's supposedly
let's give him some practice.
Yes. It might be quite exerting for Arthur, practicing with the children.
Look out.
Yes.
But so Charlotte finds out and sees this little window
as an opportunity because everyone will be at the cricket match. Yes. She's thinking Georgiana wants to meet with Otis. This is her chance to get away.
So she concocts a plan. They will meet at the coach, right?
Yes.
At 4.
At the hotel, right by where the coach picks them. Yes.
Well, next we hear the jaunty music.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
As our bachelors are returning to town.
Yes.
For this cricket match, right?
The boys are back.
That's right. The boys are back in town.
Every time the boys walk in, they all strut. And they've got their walking sticks. And their coats are flailing behind them. The tails of their coats. It is just what a strut.
They must have had to
strut
practice
through
that,
town.
Maybe it comes natural
I was
to this
just
boy.
going to say, I'm sorry, I don't think Theo has to practice.
Anything.
It comes natural to him.
Yes. Oh dear.
I mean, the swagger.
Yes. Well, Sydney heads off to see Tom.
Yes.
Right? And he tells Tom, Tom says, how have you done in London for me? And he says, no more credit.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tom's a little put out, but he says, well,
couldn't you ask them again?
Yeah, no. And he says, well, at least we have your prowess on the cricket field. So we find out that Sydney's going to play. He's there to help out, right?
Yes.
And Sydney even says kind of why he's there, right?
He says, well, I'm really here for moral support for Babington because he's going to try to make good with Esther and see where that can go. And, he says, oh, you're such a good friend, Sydney.
Yeah. And Sydney also tells Tom that he can't be drawn into the situation. This money thing anymore.
Right. He says, I'm done with this. I've already asked. I'm not going to be drawn in anymore. And I think it shows that he's reverted back to before he had the conversation with Charlotte and she said, you need to do better for Tom, help him out more, you need to watch out for Georgiana, be kinder to her.
We talked about in the episode, he was going to be mean to Tom, he looked down, he saw Charlotte playing with the child, he changed. Now remember, we've taken the 10 steps backwards, so we're back to...
And he's back.
Figure it out on your own.
Yes.
Well, and then Charlotte comes in and Sydney does his eye roll. The eye roll, right? And here we are back again.
Here we are. Right? Back to where they were, barely speaking to each other.
Tom ends up leaving the room and they're left alone.
A little bit awkward. Yes.
They both looked so awkward, didn't they?
Yes.
It's like they both want to speak.
He heaves a heavy sigh.
Yes.
I know, what am I going to say to you?
And she says, I assume you're here
for the cricket match.
Right.
More assumptions, Miss Hayward. Yes, I mean...
He loves to remind her of her assumptions, doesn't he? So he's back to being rude again.
Yes.
Right, okay. Well, his gentleman friends, Babbers and Crow, are talking about Miss Denham. Right.
And Babbers is so charming here. He almost gets this giddy little giggle like a schoolboy when he talks about her. And just, he giggles a little bit.
And he says he loves that she doesn't play games, right? He is enjoying having lost his head over her, basically.
Yes, he's enjoying having
his head over heels.
Yes. And he's quite enjoying it, he says.
Yes. And so then we see Sydney, right? And he's now finished his conversation with Tom.
Yes.
So he goes to check on Georgiana. And first he has a little discussion with Mrs.
Yes.
Now, is it Griffiths, Hankins? I get thrown every single time. Yeah.
Mrs. Griffiths. She wants to be Mrs. Hankins, but she is Mrs. Griffiths as of yet. All right. Yes. And so, he tells Mrs. Griffiths, I'm gone. I'm out. I will be leaving after the cricket match. I will not be returning to Sanditon for the whole rest of the summer. I have paid up all of Georgiana's bills, anything she might acquire.
You take care of her, right?
She's going to be fully your responsibility.
And he'll be retiring for the rest of the summer.
Yes.
And so we wonder why.
Again, I'm telling you, it goes along with how he has reverted back to before the conversation with Charlotte about not caring enough to help Tom and not caring enough to be a sympathetic guardian to Georgiana.
Right.
And I also think it's got to do with Charlotte.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand because he was
mad
falling
at
for her, he came back to see her,
Yeah.
and now he wants to be gone. He wants to be rid of her. He's just mad and just forget about it.
Very good, my dear. I agree.
Thank you.
Well, this is one of my favorite scenes. The girls enter.
Yes, the Beaufort girls.
Yes. They enter and they find out that Sydney is going to play in the cricket.
Well, he's leaning up against the mantle.
Yes, in this little pose, and they say, well, that will make it even more exciting.
Oh, yes, so they've got eyes too, haven't they?
You don't say, ladies. You don't say. So as you can see, ladies, these young women share our sentiments for Mr. Sidney Parker.
For his looks,
right?
yes. And his prowess on the cricket field.
And they sit down and giggle about it. They can't wait to see him in his white shirt.
Oh, he's quite a sportsman. I mean, he's quite athletic.
Oh, well,
he can box.
They've got eyes, haven't they?
I mean, I just said that. Oh, did you?
Oh my goodness.
We've all got eyes for Sydney. We can't hear or see much else.
Yes, so we're all in the same boat on that one.
Yes.
Okay, and off we go to the cricket match on the beach.
Yes. What a cricket match. This is just a wonderful, wonderful day.
Oh my goodness. Well, it starts out with Sydney standing there awkwardly holding the sandwiches, right? Because
Charlotte holding the sandwiches.
Yes!
Oh dear, what's wrong with your names? Yes. Charlotte is holding the sandwiches.
Yes.
And she seems to be looking.
Right, because she wants to make sure when he comes, when Sydney arrives, she wants to get out.
To make a narrow escape.
She doesn't want to have an encounter because she knows what she's doing with Georgiana. Yes. She doesn't want to throw it off or do anything,
Right, she doesn't want to get found out or anything.
Because she's planning this meeting, right? So then we see some more people arrive, and Griffiths and Hankins, there we are again, they flirt.
Yes,
another moment.
I like a good cricket game, yes, so do I.
Oh my goodness,
dear.
Here we go. And Sydney, he does that little pose where it looks to me like he's biting his thumb, but he actually isn't. Is he smoking?
I don't remember.
It looks like this. There's a picture of him people put on Facebook.
Yes.
He's looking after Charlotte. If you rewind it 20 times, as I have, you will see that he's looking at Charlotte. So, anyway, the workers are late, right?
Yes, they almost don't show.
Right.
They almost don't show. Lady Denham arrives. I think the workers are already late. Lady Denham arrives.
Let's talk about Lady Denham's arrival. Did you all notice?
Clara is trailing behind her with a servant. Both of their arms full, carrying cushions and
blankets
and sure, whatever they are. Yes, accoutrements. And she's got her one parasol that she's carrying, making her way through the sand. And she goes, "Here, take this parasol.
Take this. I cannot be expected to carry everything."
It is so funny.
Poor Clara adds it to her load.
In true Lady D fashion.
Yes. Oh, she is.
Yes.
She
is a hoot.
She is absolutely hilarious.
Yes,
one of my absolute favorite characters, right?
Yeah.
Well, Babbers is there.
Babbers sees Esther.
Esther has made her appearance as well and goes over to talk with her.
Yes.
And this is a sweet little interchange, right?
Yes. Well, before he gets there, I'm sorry, we have to go back to Lady D now. Before he gets there, she goes, "Smile at him. No, don't. That'll confuse him." I mean, she's just so funny. Everything she says is just priceless.
Is so great.
Yes.
Yeah. So she warns, Esther, come on, put on your face. And Babbers comes over, and he's just so cute, and he ends up saying that she's the wittiest woman, doesn't he?
Yes.
The wittiest woman he's ever met or something. And Edward is over there.
You can see him glaring.
Like,
It doesn't
kind of what's going on, Well, it ends up that the workers do finally show up.
The workers do show up. Yes. They're late. And they almost don't show up, and Tom is just looking like his goose is about to be cooked.
Right?
Yes.
Waiting for them, and Sydney keeps saying it's time.
Well, they're not gonna show. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then they come at the last minute. Go, "Oh, I knew they would be here."
Yes,
yeah, sure you did.
Yes, and he and Stringer have some words, don't they?
Well, he shakes his hand. He says, "Thank you, Captain Stringer, Captain Parker." He's like, "Thank you. I know you probably had something to do with this.
Yes,
got them here, saved my face."
That's right. And this is kind of now the opening to the lovely cricket scene. The men are in their white shirts. They took off their coats, and they're all in their their little vests and their shirts, and it's just so lovely. And Charlotte, did you notice? As I see you did notice, is in a dress that's kind of low cut, and she's looking very fetching, and lovely and fresh as a daisy, and her hair is blowing in the wind.
Yes.
And all the men are hot to trot. We have Stringer looking at her, and we have Sydney looking at her, and
everyone's looking after her.
Looking at everybody and flirting.
Yes, well, she sees the Beaufort girls coming over again and giggling at Stringer.
Yes.
And she goes, "Oh, well, I see you've got a couple admirers already." And goes, "I hope you're among them."
Oh,
that's so romantic and forward.
And doesn't he look darling in this episode?
He does look darling.
Goodness.
Yes.
He's giving you a run for your money, my dear.
Oh, dear.
But don't worry. You're safe.
We're true to you.
Yes.
Yes. So, and then, he says, "I hope you're among them." And then she goes, "Well, ask me again after I see you play."
Yes, she can turn it on, can't she?
Yes, she can.
That was a little shy.
I thought it was pretty flirty.
Yes.
Do you think she meant to be flirting with him?
I think she did. I think she's having fun.
She's learning.
She's having fun, and who knows? Maybe she's going to show Sydney, right, that she doesn't care. I mean, they're mad, and maybe she thinks, I'm going to move on.
Their relationship is on the fritz, so perhaps she needs to see what else she's got. What are her other options?
That's right. Yes.
Keep her options open. That's right.
Yes. Well, so she flirts with, Stringer and has a home with him, and then she looks over to Sydney.
Literally turns right over to Sydney, and you can see her kind of
go. And he looks, though. He noticed. He saw her with...
He looks at her, and so she's sort of awkwardly saying, "Well, I should probably say something to him. And good luck to you too, Mr. Parker. Though I'm sure you don't think you need it." She's a little bit feisty there. Gives him a little bit spunk.
Good for her,
good for
right?
her. Yeah, that's right. Make fun of him.
And he, of course, says, more assumptions, Miss Haywood. That's his go-to.
Yeah,
his one-liner.
Yeah.
Well, Stringer then and he go out onto the field.
They all go.
Sydney does a little, I told you, he does
Give
a
me the
little
ball.
snap,
Yes,
catches that ball. And
he snaps and they follow.
Just a moment, just catching the ball. Can it be that? Why? Oh my goodness.
Cool your jets, dear. Yes. The game hasn't even started.
Yes. Well, Stringer goes out there too, and he's pitching first or hitting?
They're hitting first. They won the coin toss.
He looks at Charlotte, right?
He looks at her to see if she's watching.
Over. Did the girl see my manly act?
Yes, after he made a wonderful play.
Yes, I thought
wanted to see if she was. Is she watching me?
And she smiles at him. And so this entire episode, there are these interchanges going on.
Looks.
A lot of them unspoken. Just these looks, but it is so.
Full of meaning, all of these, and very
such a fun, flirty
exciting.
Episode. It's very exciting. It's like you can feel the energy when you watch it. Yeah, and so he looks at her, she's looking at him. Sydney's looking.
Sydney looks at her.
He goes to throw, he checks her out, right?
I think he does.
And then he throws, and then
he's definitely looking in her direction.
They are both. There's like this three-way.
A little love triangle. Always exciting.
Yes, you can't go wrong with those, can you?
No.
And Babbas, he is not focused on the game.
No, he has chosen a position far outfield because he sees her walking there.
Right.
It's super romantic. She goes, why'd you come up?
I did think he let his team down a little bit. I'd have been a little.
He wasn't paying attention.
No.
He had his eyes on a different prize.
Yes, and she says that he chose that for a reason. He said, yes, I did. And
they
have a little flirty moment out there.
You know I did.
That's right.
Very romantic.
Yes. So they're flirting as well. Everybody's flirting.
Yeah, like it's just like you said. It's Bachelor in Paradise. Everyone's matched up with someone, or
minus
there's a love triangle.
Minus the thorns, right? Did I take it too far on that one, dear? I did. Maybe we can edit that out later. Anyway, Sydney says they have that last wicket, right?
Yes.
And there comes the big conflict.
They're down to him and Tom. They're the last players standing, pretty much, right?
Stringer and Tom.
Tom, yes. And Sydney is involved. Yes. It's
and
between
he throws
Stringer
the ball, and it hits Tom
right in the leg.
Tom and he get in this argument about, was it a...
Did it hit to the leg before they hit the wicket? But he said it wasn't anywhere near the wicket. And then, so there's all controversy. Well, who was right? And, they look to Higgins.
Right?
He doesn't know what he's doing. He can't even preach a sermon, which is what he's supposed to be good at. He doesn't know anything about cricket. So he goes, he's out.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He just sees all the workers saying, he's out. So he goes, yeah, he's out.
And then all hell
goes, no, I don't think I was.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I might know.
It comes out, yes.
I think it's Fred.
Yes.
Zero,
I
Fred. Might have known your type would try to cheat. And then
Stringer jumps on the bandwagon.
Picks up and says, don't you speak to my brother that way.
Yes.
And stands up for his brother.
Yes, that was
in a very passionate, passionate cry for, justice. And then Stringer comes and says, well, why shouldn't he talk to him? We haven't been paid in weeks.
Yes.
And then everyone heard it. Everyone goes,
yeah.
And you see everyone's faces just.
And it's so embarrassing for Tom.
Mary's shocked and Lady Dee is shocked. He runs off. He's mortified. He can't be there anymore.
Yes.
He can't face everyone because now everyone knows.
That's right. And back at the house, Mary confronts him about what has been going on. She is not happy.
She is very upset.
Takes off the necklace and throws it down, and says, no more promises. All you do is break them.
So devastating.
Which is true. Yeah. I mean, he's been a real... Yes. He needs to get his act together.
He has definitely let her down.
Yes.
Let the family down, let the town down. He's let everyone down. Because
But
he's in over his head.
Back on the cricket field, all hope is not lost, right? Because Charlotte says that she will play.
Our dear, sweet little Charlotte.
Yes, and they're shocked by this, right? And she says, well, women play cricket in Willingdon.
And the reason she has to play is because they said, you forfeit.
Right.
If you don't have a player to replace them, you're done.
And she says, I'll play. And they say, you'll play. And she says, well, women play cricket in Willingdon.
And that's right.
And Crow has a wonderful line.
What does Crow say something about? It sounds infinitely more exciting than Sanditon.
Yes, it's almost like, the men enjoyed a women's game of mud football.
Right. Roller derby. Yes. Get a little bit rowdy there with the ladies all running around.
It's the Regency version of roller derby.
Yes, right. Yes.
And
I did read about the cricket in the day. There were women that played cricket.
Okay.
And it was a bit rowdy. There were brawls that struck up that people had to break up. I mean, it was not a refined game when the women were playing.
Right.
No.
Well, that was a wonderful line. But Sydney has a wonderful moment with her.
And he just looks at her. They've got this look, and you think, what's he going to say? Is he going to be like, no, get away?
Yes. got the
what does he do?
Like
what does
that.
He do? Oh, wind blown,
oh,
yes.
Oh my goodness, and he gives her the thing and says, you heard him, my brother's not out. We
play on.
Jolly good. Yes, so they're going to play on, right?
Yes,
and so he goes up and starts coaching Charlotte.
Yes, she's got the bat. She's getting ready. She's
she looks so cute.
She is just adorable there, standing there, ready to go to bat
Very
for the
much
team.
Like you, my dear.
Thank you.
And he starts coaching her, right?
Yes.
And she says,
now if you don't see that, if you don't think you can hit the ball, don't take a hit. Yes, I know what I'm doing.
You're putting me off.
She goes, yes, I'm trying to practice, and you're putting me off. I'm trying to concentrate, and you're putting me off.
And he's taken aback by that, isn't he?
Yes,
Again,
and he looks at her. He looks at her like 3 times, and he's just like,
it's like he wants to speak, but he can't
speak,
and it's just so wonderful.
He loves to see that.
Stringer throws the ball, and of course he goes easy on her.
It is so sweet. You see him just run, and then he's like, he almost laughs and just goes, bloop, and tosses the ball.
I just fell in love with him on this episode. I really did.
Yes.
I know I'm two-timing, but you just can't help yourself, can you?
He's so sweet.
And so she smacks the ball with a big whack. Yes. And Sydney is just loving it. And
he's so happy.
You expect him to give her a smack on her bum,
Or at least a high five.
Yes, but it was just so cute. They're having this wonderful moment. Everyone is. When Sydney hits a ball, he goes or throws a good throw. He goes and gives Edward a hug, and it's just
him and Edward,
you feel this. There's a tangible feeling of this
teamwork.
Great camaraderie,
yes.
and what happens when they play sports together. It's so cute. And so now he and Charlotte are on the same team. They're having a ball.
Yeah, and I think they do that to unite the community.
Yes.
That's the whole point of that. They unite the workers with the gentlemen.
It's
to unite
such
everyone.
a great episode.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So anyway, they win thanks to Charlotte and Sydney.
They win.
And everyone is cheering for her. She's just made such a great show of it,
and,
right?
And
Stringer gives a little line now to her.
What does he say?
Congratulations, Miss Haywood. Maybe we could play on the same team next time.
I'd like that very much, she says.
So cute.
Yes.
She's still flirting with him,
yes, but let's not overshadow the moment she has with Sydney.
Well, she's flirting with both the men and girls, right? That's her prerogative.
She's not engaged to either one of them.
That's right.
She doesn't have a ring yet.
No.
So then we see him smile, and she goes, was that a smile I detect, Mr. Parker? Oh, I doubt it. I mean, they're back to being a little flirty again. Just like that. That's all it took. And he goes, oh, I doubt it.
After the horrific scene in the street.
And then what does she give him? A little just like he's done several times.
Wasn't that darling? Oh, it was so cute.
It was very cute.
Did you also notice Stringer, as he watches after her, Fred, now that you've told me his name, dear old Fred comes up and says, what does he say?
How will she ever know if you never tell her?
I see that he sees the way that he looks at her,
He just looks after her with the longing, And he's right.
Yes.
However, I do think that Stringer might be getting a notion that she does have a little flirtatious thing going.
Think so.
So maybe.
Could be. Well, all of this loveliness and all of this flirtiness is interrupted when Mrs. Griffiths comes and announces that Miss Lamb is now gone again.
I've lost her! Miss Lamb is gone!
That he would have fired Mrs. Griffiths by now.
Yes, she's just not doing a very good job of watching
So everyone is in a panic, and we see Charlotte run off.
And she realizes, in the excitement of the cricket game, that she has forgotten to be the chaperone and forgotten to go with Georgiana and be the chaperone. And so Georgiana went anyway. She wasn't about to miss.
Yes.
And she thinks, oh no, she's off with Otis somewhere, probably making out in the woods,
getting
a bad reputation.
We will revisit this scene, but in the meantime now, we're going to focus a little bit on Esther, right?
Yes.
And Babington, because he has left the cricket game. And remember, I told you, why could he leave the game and they're not down a man? And you said something about...
Well, I don't know that much about cricket, but what it seems to me is that once they were out, they were done. Yes. Because you saw all of the men were sitting there on the benches like they were all done, and it was down to Sydney and
so he
Tom.
Sees
they were the last two.
Yes.
So Babbers is already done by that point, right? Because if they weren't,
then to go,
if they were still in play, they could have just come. Right. So I think they were just out of play. He knew he was done.
But if any of you are cricket experts out there, please advise.
Let us know.
We have to brush up on our cricket skills.
Yes.
And so anyway,
so she goes off with Babbage.
Yes, and they have this ride.
He had invited her to go riding
because he wants to show her a different side of him. Remember, she keeps saying that he's shallow.
She keeps saying you're shallow and pretentious and you're just a stuffed peacock.
Let's go spend some time together so you can get to know me, basically. And they have this wonderful moment walking in the Garden of Eden.
Yes, it's such a beautiful spot.
Absolutely
and
breathtaking.
And he lingers with his hands.
And he even says, right, I'm starting to fall for this place.
Yes,
right?
yes,
she
Sanditon.
says,
why?
Or more, more than that, falling for everything there, basically.
They have a little moment where he lingers with his hands around her waist as he's helping her down from the horse, and you can see it flusters her a little bit because she's not sure. She's feeling something, perhaps.
And he says he's never met a woman that conjures up such feelings in him. I'm all at sea.
That's one of my favorite lines in the whole entire series.
That is such a Jane Austen line.
Yes.
Is that not?
Yes.
I wonder if Davies took that from one of her books. It almost sounds familiar to me. Do you know what I mean?
It's
like
so
from something else.
Yes. And he just looks at her and you can just see I'm all at sea.
Romantic.
Just he doesn't know what to do with her.
And then he goes on, right? I'm compelled.
She goes, oh, we better go back.
Yes.
No, I'm compelled to go forward.
Ooh.
I've come too far. He can't stop. He's ready to propose. He gets down
on one knee, right then and there.
And she thinks he's joking because what? We don't even really know each other.
See, she likes it. She really is thinking,
But she's shocked. She says, I was not preprepared for this. And so she doesn't know what to do.
And then
she wasn't ready.
Next, we see her back inside with Edward.
She comes back. Edward, of course, where have you been? Oh, you know where I went. You know where I went. I went off with Babington.
And she tells that Babington makes her laugh. And so she is, she's warming towards him, basically.
I think she's seriously
And Edward doesn't
considering
like that. So he makes his move.
He makes his move. She says, he makes me laugh. He says, I can make you feel so much more. And then he just makes out.
Oh, I was just grossed out. I was grossed out.
Just because he's so slimy. You just know what he's doing.
And the look on his face, is that sinister?
As soon as he breaks away from that kiss and she's just like, oh my gosh, I love you again and I'm not going to marry
my hero.
And you see him just go, just that evil smile. And all of a sudden, to me, right there, he's become the villain. Yep. He has become the bad guy.
Yep, and he manipulates
so
her.
much. Yes.
Again, so much so that she then calls Babington back and tells him.
He comes back and he says, I'm not welcome in. And she's like, no, I'm not even going to invite you in.
That broke my heart.
He was
so sad. As he walked away. I was like,
and you could really see he was devastated. And I mean, you could see that she was wrestling with her decision. She was, did I do the right thing?
Yeah.
It's almost like she's under Edward's spell.
Yes.
Like she cannot just break free from him and say, yes, Babington, I want to be with someone who cares about me.
And we see that the whole time.
She couldn't. It's like
she can't get out. And Lady D is none too pleased about this, right? When she finds out that
she says, well, what happened? She said, I refused him. Why?
It brings on a sudden sickness, in fact. No, she was already feeling ill, but she then falls.
She says, why? Why would you refuse him? And she says, I don't love him. I don't love him.
And
what's got to do with it? Marriage is a business contract. It's a business proposal, not a business arrangement. Nothing more.
Yeah. And then she falls ill. And so then we go back to Georgiana's residence, where Sydney and Charlotte are trying to figure out, what's going on. And young Stringer, that lovely chap, comes to the rescue and says
a bit of
everything that he's heard, that people have seen. And so Sydney finds out what Charlotte has done.
She says, I arranged for them to meet. It's my fault. I was gonna go with them, but then I got caught up in the cricket match and I forgot. You forgot. Yeah. He yells again. He's got a little bit of a temper, if I don't mind saying so. I mean,
he could work on that.
I love Sydney, but
work on that, dear.
I don't think he's used to dealing with ladies too much. He's been such a bachelor and dealing with men and boxing in the ring. He just, I don't think he's quite used to the genteel. Yes. You don't yell at a lady, dear Sydney. Please.
No, dear. Now, he storms out.
Yes.
And so Charlotte then goes and asks Mary's permission to leave.
She says, I want to go to London. I want to go find her.
It's
my fault.
She leaves anyway.
She leaves anyway.
Oh boy, and that's
what is she thinking?
Right?
A woman alone in London? Like her? She's never even been to London. She's never been she's never been anywhere. What does she...
And we think, oh dear, Charlotte, what have you got yourself into now?
Yes.
But next week is going to be a very, very exciting episode, right?
Yes.
We are headed for London, ladies.
Yes.
So pack your bags and your finest gowns. And we are going to go to
the ball of the century.
Yes, the ball of the century.
We shall be wearing our ball gowns as well. Our finest.
Yes, we shall have our masks, I think, too.
Yes, it was a masked ball. We shall have masks.
So, all of you,
Sydney, you don't need to wear a mask.
No,
don't cover up anything, please.
Please don't. Yes. But Sydney, you'll be there, I'm assuming, of course.
Of course.
Correct?
Yes, he'll be there, of course.
So, we hope to see you all there in your finest. Enjoy.
Bye.
How bad was it, do you think?
Well, I can't believe you said the word thong there. It was hardly appropriate now, was it?
Well, I could have meant flip-flop.
Yes, I'd like to see you flip your way out of this one.
Well, you're the one that let your lace tucker slip.